We got some confusing economic headwinds last week. I'm going to tell you what it means for the real estate market next. So if you get some value out of this or you like what you hear, make sure to subscribe to the channel, hit the bell for notifications. And if you want to schedule a call with our team to properly navigate this for your real estate decisions, you can do that with the link right in the comments. Last week, we saw a ton of data come out around inflation, employment, and some predictions from Realtor.com's research department that are wildly different than Fannie Mae. And it's creating a lot of uncertainty about what's going to happen in 2026. So let me break it all down for you. We finally got the September jobs report because of the government shutdown. We saw a decrease of 32,000 jobs. We saw that unemployment's still sitting right around 4.4%. So you see jobs go down and employment is not that bad. Kind of confusing. But wait, there's more. We saw monthly unemployment come in right in line with the Dow Jones estimate, and we saw a 2.8% increase in inflation, the PCE data. That's the annual number. That was 0.1% below the expectation. So we're seeing inflation. It's still above that 2% Fed target, and it's staying steady. Now, remember, this is September data. We're still waiting on October and November. So there's some confusion here. You're getting like some positive news and then some not so positive news. But wait, there's more. Realtor.com came out with their sales predictions for 2026, and the sales predictions are that we're going to see a 1.7 increase in the number of homes that are sold in 2026. Wildly different than the Fannie Mae numbers, which were just below 10%. So what we're seeing a lot of here is there's some good news, there's some questionable news, and there's a lot of uncertainty. And what that means for buyers and sellers, and I cannot stress this enough, nobody knows what's going to happen. And when you see these predictions come out, you got to be very careful because there were years where people thought mortgage rates were going to go up and they didn't. Then there was years where people thought mortgage rates were going to go down and they didn't. And now we're in that kind of same range where people are hoping we're going to see 5.9% by the end of 2026. And there's some folks out there saying, hey, we may not see that. Rates may stay right around where they are in that 6.2, 6.3 range. So when you see uncertainty like this, one, I would not expect some magical bounce of new homes coming to the market in the greater Philadelphia area in 2026. We are not these hot and cold markets like Florida, Texas, California, the Sun Belt states where they see big highs and big troughs. We're in a stable market here, so I would not expect some magical bounce of inventory in 2026, even though this data is all over the place. I would not expect home values to jump up 10% or have this incredible run like we saw after COVID. I'd expect something kind of normal, and I would be very careful who you're listening to. More importantly, you want to get local data. So what I'm thinking, if I'm contemplating a real estate decision in 2026, as a seller, I'm asking myself these three questions. Do I have a place to move to? Does it make financial sense for me to sell right now? And is this the right move for my family or household? If you answer yes to all three of those questions, then making a move can make a lot of sense. So do you have a place to move to? That's number one. That's probably the most important because if you don't know where you're going, selling your home doesn't make any sense unless there's a really important reason, like you are getting a job somewhere else and you don't know where that's going to be. Maybe there's a reason you need to move out of the area and you know at least where you're going. You just don't have your place lined up to move to. Financial sense can mean a lot of things. Are the maintenance bills too much for you? Are you not using all of the home? Do you feel like you're spending a lot of money on things you don't want to spend money on? Or maybe there's a job loss or a job change or an income change that is important to you and your household. And three, is this the right move for everyone involved? That's how you want to determine if you're making a move in 2026. That's going to be your magic formula. Buyers have the same 3-point line of questioning. I'd be asking myself this if you're considering a transaction right now next year. One, can I find a home that fits about 70% of what I want? Secondly, can I live there for the next 5 years? And third, can I afford the monthly payment? Or does it make financial sense if you're not mortgaging the property? If you noticed here, we're talking about finances, we're talking about what makes sense for your lifestyle, and we're talking about, is it going to work? And that's really what you want to ask yourself, because these are the reasons you want to make a move. All this data here, nobody really knows what's going to happen. There is some uncertainty. People are a little unclear what's going to happen next year. Not only economists, but real estate agents in the field, every market's a little different. There's a lot of noise out there. And there's some uncertainty about economic policy. It looks like, according to Polymarket and according to the CME Group, there's an 87% to a 90+% chance we're going to see the Federal Reserve cut their federal funds rate in the December meeting. And there's a lot of pressure coming out of Washington to bring mortgage rates down. But there's only so many levers the federal government can pull to make that happen. And because of that uncertainty, when you're dealing with jobs and you're dealing with inflation, that data is going to be the data. You can talk about the data sets there all you want, but that's the data that's getting measured. It's really about your personal finances, your personal housing needs, and what's going to be the right decision for you. And if you can't answer those questions, you may want to pump the brakes on a large financial transaction. Now, if you can answer those questions in the way that it makes sense to pull the trigger, that's when you want to sit down with someone and plan it out and see what's happening locally in your market. So, with all this uncertainty, let's get it back to what's best for you as a consumer in 2026, and that's how you're going to be able to make a winning decision.